Listening to Claret and Blue, an Aston Villa podcast brought to you by Birmingham Live. Hello, welcome back to the Claret and Blue podcast for the final time this season. The Premier League season is now over, 38 games done, and 11th place finish for Villa, 55 points, and back-to-back wins to end the season. Spurs and Chelsea, 2-1 wins. Unbelievable scenes.
I know, I can't believe how quickly I've got home, beating the traffic as well. That was, what an atmosphere. Oh, I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous of the chosen ones being inside there today. Just kind of, it sounds a bit of a cliche, doesn't it? But I think the 10,000 did sound more than 10,000, didn't they? I thought the volume button on my telly had broken because the fake atmosphere noise was a lot louder than usual.
Tell you what, it doesn't compare, does it? The real stuff doesn't compare to the fake stuff. No,
it was brilliant. It was brilliant to see. The kind of the, I don't know how you describe it, the sadist in me, I suppose, or the evil person in me would love to have seen Chelsea miss out as a result of that today. Just because Thomas Tuchel's face annoys me. But anyway, no, it was brilliant. It was a brilliant win for Villa, and it's what a fine finish to the season, like you say, back-to-back wins.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be a few less people watching this than usual, with fans being at Villa Park for the first time in 600 days or whatever I saw it was earlier. 600 days, would that be about right? No, that's too many.
Days, that's 2 years nearly.
Yeah, it is. I think it's 360 maybe. No, that's not even. I don't know what it was. I'm sure there was a 6 in there though.
That's terrible.
It's a great start to the podcast.
Brilliant to see Villa finish the season on 473 points as well, though, Dan. Thanks for telling me that stat earlier. That's good to see. I like your jacket, by the way. I think you've worn that before. It's I have worn it. It looks quite new, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does, yeah.
Yeah, my hair looks a bit dodged, though. I think I'm in the haircut.
Where are you filming from today? Not the bathroom. This afternoon.
I'm in the same room. I've just pointed my laptop in the different direction because I was getting too much grief. Went out for a pint with my mate last night, and he was winding me up about it. He's a regular viewer and listener to the show. So, hello, Ant. He was winding me up about my squeaky door and filming from the bog. So, I've decided to turn the camera around this time.
No, you've done well there, and navigated some tech issues. We didn't even think we'd be able to hear you this afternoon. You've plugged your headphones in, sat there in shock as things have actually worked.
It's the new me.
Yeah.
What did you make of it this afternoon then?
You know what? The game's a weird one to me because I feel like I've not really paid attention to the actual football. It's a great start for a podcast, but because I've been working as well and I've been going through the photo library that we've been sent, and we've had fans sending me some videos. We had like a little team of people sending me videos on WhatsApp. I've actually sent the link to this podcast to them, so we could get some fans tuning in from Villa Park and share their thoughts. There might be no phone service at Villa Park. There wasn't when I last went, so we might not hear from them.
I think they've improved it, haven't they? I think they've not improved the 4G.
Yeah, I saw something, but they've said stuff like that in the past, and it hasn't made a difference. So we'll see. If they join, they join. If they don't, they don't. So I've been focused on work and kind of just got sucked into the atmosphere and all the pictures of the fans and stuff. And so it felt like a pretty decent game from Villa, but I couldn't sit here and analyse it. The first 15, 20 minutes, I was like, oh, God, Chelsea are dangerous here. But we looked pretty good, I thought, for the most part. I thought Nakambi
what
was
you're basically saying, Dan, is that you want me to provide the football analysis. That's a really worrying development.
I did text you during it saying, I'm pretty busy with work here. I hope you're paying attention for the podcast later. So how about you tell me what you think of it?
I told you I was watching Phoenix Nights DVDs. I thought Villa played well. I thought we might be in for a little battering at first. Chelsea did seem to have the bit between the teeth and looked like they were going to go and book that top 4 place themselves without relying on a favour from their London neighbours away at Leicester. Mason Mount had a couple of nibbles, didn't he? And in front of the watching Gareth Southgate, I thought he was going to be the one who shoved Villa's taunts down their throats from the old Mount versus Grealish chapter of earlier in the season. But I still can't decide. I know in my heart of hearts that Traore's mishit that for the opener.
Oh yeah,
but we've seen that strange finish that he did in the cup way back at the start of the season, and we've seen that really casual side foot finish that he did against Albion at the Hawthorns earlier in the season, and. You always have to expect the unexpected with him. He did clearly scuff it, but what a way to scuff it. I've never seen anybody scuff a shot so brilliantly into the top corner before.
I think I saw someone on Twitter say that if he'd not scuffed it, if he'd hit it cleanly, he wouldn't have scored. It's only because he scuffed it that it's kind of deflected not deflected round, but kind of the keeper had no chance. Like it went in such the top corner that he had no chance to save it because he scuffed it.
Not only did he go in the top corner, but he finished off the keeper as well, didn't he? I think the keeper ended up going on off at half time, no doubt, for the Champions League final.
I'll tell you what, very quickly, before you summarise the rest of the game, as much as he did miss it was a well-worked corner from Villa. We're not used to that. You saw Mings and I think Konsa blocking off the Chelsea defenders so they can't run in. Ball played in along the floor, and it's a well-worked move. And if he connects that right and it goes in off the bar, we're all saying, oh my God, what a brilliant goal. So let's forget about the scuff and say it's a well-worked corner for Villa for a change.
No, exactly. It's nice to see. We've moaned, haven't we, all season about Villa's lack of, lack of. Is the word clinic? The lack of, what's the word?
Oh, I'm going to let you keep talking here.
Clinicism. Is it clinical? Clinic. Answer on a postcard. Yeah, we've moaned all season that Villa aren't clinical enough from corners, and it was brilliant to see. And fair play to Matt Targett for having the presence of mind. Obviously, the Villa would have worked on that in training this week. But special Matt Targett appreciation moment, I think. Am I right in saying he's the only outfield ever present for Villa in the Premier League this season, I think?
Yeah. The first since, I can tell you when, 2010, 2011, do you know the player, the last outfield player to have 38 game season?
2010, 2011?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was that season.
Oh, I don't know. Who was it?
Stuart Downing.
Was it?
Yeah, strange one. I don't know why it was.
38. He arrived on one leg. Villa signed him on one leg.
Yeah, played 38. I think that was his last season. I'm sure it was the Julia year, but I might be wrong there. It might have been
scored against Liverpool, didn't he? Scored the winner, I think, on the last game of that season, and then they signed him.
First player to do it since Stuart Downing 10 years ago, ish.
Blimey, I didn't realise that. Well, like I say, fair play to Matt Targett.
He's been very good, yeah.
We've doffed our cap to him several times this season. His improvement has been absolutely outstanding. And he's almost set the standard and the benchmark now for any of those players, any of those fringy players this season that we've kind of accused of being flaky and blowing hot and cold. That's the level of consistency that you need to hit. He's been brilliant, and like I said, I'm glad he got that moment. Glad he claimed that assist and a really bright assist as well for the opening goal. And yeah, I think the good thing about Targett as well is not only has he obviously maintained a level of consistency in his performance, but he stayed injury free as well. Which, considering he's actually seemed to be a bit more aggressive and proactive, I think there's a brave header in there as well, wasn't there, today as well, where he's thrown his head in the box to clear the danger. I don't know whether I'm sure professional football clubs don't give things like most improved player or clubman of the year award like we do in grassroots football, but he's definitely deserving of our credit and our appreciation for the way he's played, and he's been a pivotal part of that back four, that much improved back four, even though probably doesn't get as much attention as the people around him. But fair play to him. No, it was brilliant to see. And in terms of the second goal, it's Jack Grealish, isn't he, working his magic down there and cutting his way through defences, and then old Bert with again with the unpredictability as wrong-footed the Chelsea man, Jorginho, and Anwar's just stuck it away. I mean, what were they moaning that the commentators say that they thought he touched the ball twice?
Yeah, for the penalty that he double touched it, so they have to retake it. I think he slipped a bit, but he only touched it once.
Yeah, I've never seen anybody slip and yet still dispatch a penalty so emphatically. They normally dribble, don't they, or scuff wide. So, how many goals has he finished on? You're the stat man today, Dan.
Tell you what, you call me the stat man. It's embarrassing. It's an embarrassing pad. It's got sausage dogs on it, but I've written some notes because somebody tweeted me this, and I said I'll definitely mention it. So, El Ghazi's got 10 in the Premier League, and Bertrand Traore's got 7. So that's 17 goals from your wide men that we've continuously called flaky for the most part of this podcast for the last year.
Imagine if they were good. Imagine if they were consistent.
But 17 goals from your wide men that we don't all, we're all saying, probably need to replace them next year. they've done all right, haven't they? In hindsight, now they've had a full season to be judged on, and you'd like to think that if they're still around the squad next season, they'll be better again, won't they? I thought actually even before the goal, Bertrand Traore seemed to really benefit from having the crowd there today. I thought he looked like he wanted to entertain and kind of thrived off it.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm just looking how many goals Trezeguet had scored. So he scored 2 as well. So if you add that into the mix, that's a really decent return from those wide players, and the fact we've had our striker in double figures as well. It just all points towards a really, really impressive season of progress for Villa. And we've had our moans along the way. And was it a wasted opportunity? The good work Villa put in at the first half of the season. Should we have gone on and booked a European place? And perhaps we should have done. But I think it's where we finished is a very, very good barometer of where we're at, to be honest. And I think it gives Villa something really a good level and a good benchmark to aspire to and to beat next season. So I think I probably said back in February when we were all kind of Villa started 2021 a bit wobbly. We're reeling a little bit from the COVID outbreak at Bodymore. Yeah. I said mid-table would, in my mind, be a satisfactory finish, and I stick by that. I think it's. I think Villa have come on leaps and bounds since this time last season when we were, watching through the cracks in our fingers. That game away at West Ham, it's a different Villa now, and it's a Villa who look like we set up that we want to belong back where we are.
Yeah. Your connection's a bit dodgy, and this could all become a technical disaster in a minute, but I can see that Adam Wright's joined us at the bottom of the screen from Villa Park, or from his car, I think it is. So, Adam, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
This is actually working. Yeah, absolute scenes. We can hear you. Adam, first of all, you've been back at Villa Park. So lucky to be there. Only 10,000, but it sounded a lot louder on the telly there. What was it like, mate?
Mate, it was unbelievable. Just to be back, and just that moment when I walked up those steps in to the whole end, and I could see the pitch. There was like a little tear in my eye, and then the players came out to warm up to the biggest roar ever. And again, I had a tear in my eye, and I'm thinking, what's going on here? What am I doing? It was just pure emotion and just the relief being back, and just the roar and the cheer, and it's just like that is football, isn't it? And all this without any supporters and no atmosphere. It's all been rubbish, hasn't it? I mean, let's be honest. And just being back, it was just brilliant. And then for us to actually win, just topped it all off, didn't it?
Yeah, beating these two massive European Super League giants in Tottenham and Chelsea in the last couple of weeks is stick us up in that top 6.
You've made me jealous now, Adam. You've upset me now. You're gonna make me cry now.
Sorry,
I've had to watch it from my living room with me stinky son sitting there moaning and playing on his phone and stuff like that. And there's you living the real deal. So, what was where were you sitting, Adam?
Whole end upper, right at the front. So it was amazing.
Go on, Dan. Sorry, I thought I was going to.
No. I thought you were going to ask something else. I was going to ask you, Matt. Even though we were watching it on TV, I didn't get emotional. I didn't cry because I was watching it on a laptop on Sky Go, a couple of minutes behind on my living room table. But when you heard that roar and you heard the difference in the fan chants to the crowd noise that we've got used to since June or July last year, I did get little tingly goosebumps even watching from home. So to have been there must have been unbelievable.
You talking to me or Adam?
Well, first of all, Matt, did you feel the same? Were you emotional? And then Adam, just what was it like with 10,000, and what do you think it'll be like when it's 40,000?
I thought it was. It just feels right, doesn't it? It doesn't feel right with 10,000 being inside Villa Park. It feels right with 40,000 being. But it just, we keep saying, don't we? God, the world's healing, I think, is the phrase, isn't it? And somebody I follow who's an Arsenal reporter put a picture of Gunnosaurus back in the stadium saying the world's healing. But to me, any fans back in that ground now is a sign that we're getting getting back there.
100%.
I've not seen Villa since Wembley in was it, March, February 2020. So as much as I joked on Twitter today that has anybody had their email yet about from the ballot? And as much as it was kind of, I was jealous of people like Adam and the other 9,999 who were there. You were there representing us, you know, and made up for the fact that we are back in.
I was honoured.
And it's hopefully just kind of paving the way now for us to be kind of properly back. So was your lad with you, Adam, today?
He was, yeah.
Here he is. Did you enjoy yourself, young man?
Yeah, I did.
Brilliant.
Were you one of the ones making all that noise?
Yeah, probably.
Tell you what, it's been such a long time since I've seen you, Adam. Your son's voice has got deeper in the last year or so. He's growing up. What was the goal like, mate? First goal at Villa Park since, I think it was February, since the last game at Villa Park. I don't know what that was. I think, was it the Leicester semi-final? Or was it, I know, was it Spurs, wasn't it, in the league that we scored?
Yeah, it was great.
What was that like?
Obviously, like, it was up the north end, weren't it? So it was at the opposite end to where we were. But to see it, and then he thought, he's going to get on the end of this. And then obviously he just hits it like so sweetly, and then to see it nestle in the back of the net and just that jump up and that ecstasy, it's like, oh man, that is football, and this is what we've been missing for so long. It was just brilliant, and kind of and after before that we run the weren't we, for quite a long time. We were under quite a lot of pressure. So to score just before half time as well, and it feels like we've worked on that routine now for a few months, and kind of at last it pays off.
There's a few people in the comments saying there should have been 2 clear penalties for Chelsea. It's got to be a Chelsea fan coming in and trying to steal the limelight. No one cares. You've got in the top 4. Forget about it. It doesn't matter.
I couldn't believe that when I saw that. I thought, how did that happen?
We'll let you go in a sec, Adam, so you can go home. I'm sure you don't want to go home though. Finally, just a quick summary. Are you happy with the season? 55 points, 11th place, our biggest points total for 10 years or so. You can't, as much as it's fizzled out a little bit, we've won the last 2, and you can't be disappointed with 11th, can you? I don't think.
No, definitely not. We've made huge progress, haven't we? And yes, it's disappointing how the last 2-3 months have been, but overall, we've made huge strides in the right direction, and you just hope now we can add 2 or 3 players of real high quality. And then hopefully, like in the last week, we've beaten Spurs and Chelsea at the end of the day, haven't we? So you hope with those extra 2 or 3, we can really push on. And I'm all for that. Bring it on in August when, let's hope, we're all at Villa Park and it's all at the rafters.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if there's only 10,000 there next time and you get lucky with your ballot again, you and your son, me and Matt are having your tickets next time.
Hey, Adam,
fair enough, mate.
Before you go, I'm always interested to know where people park. So I can. No, I like to know. No, because I like to know where the best spot. I normally park by the old Crown and Cushion, but it's miles away. Where's that?
Evington Road.
Show us. Let's get a glimpse of Villa Park's car parks.
but at the moment, I can't even show you where we are because the rain is absolutely hammering and I can't see.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, have a safe journey home, mate. We've already beat you home. We've managed to beat the traffic and get back in our living room. So
result for us.
No, it's good to see you, mate.
I wish I'd have missed it.
All right, let's kick him out now. Cheers, Adam. Thanks very much for joining us. Have a good rest of your
weekend. All best, mate. Up the Villa.
Oh, tell you what, I was jealous before when I was looking through all the photos to actually speak to another fellow human that was there experiencing that. I'm incredibly jealous now. Are you?
I think in 10 years' time, there'll be 40,000 Villa fans who said, yeah, I was there. Yeah, I was there for that first game back. I wasn't, sadly. No, it's good to see that. You can see on his face and on the face of his lad, can't you, that it's, like I said, it's just baby steps at first, isn't it? 10,000, but, you know, I want to be back there when it's absolutely heaving. So hopefully that comes, I don't know, depends what, I haven't read the government's roadmap to normality. Because it depresses me when I do. Let's hope that'll be as early into next season as possible.
Yeah, I didn't want to be there today anyway, did you? 42,000 or nothing for me, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I got the lawn to mow anyway. I had some washing up to do anyway. So
yeah, exactly. You mentioned, we'll talk about the football briefly before we wrap up, because we've got a big end of season preview podcasting that we'll do in the next few days or so. You talked about Targett being the first outfield player to get 38 games in a full season. Obviously, Emi Martinez has done the same thing. I loved his little fist bump after one of his saves towards the north end. Just turned around, quick fist bump, like roared him back. I still can't believe we've had a full season of him. I still can't believe Arsenal let him go for 20 odd million. What a goalkeeper.
Yeah, I can't believe they gave that goal. And if Nyland had saved that, they'd have ruled it out anyway. I'm gutted for him that he didn't quite break that record. But it wasn't for the one to try and. Again, without laying it on too thick about how jealous and envious I am of the people who are there, but there's some kind of real heroes that have emerged this season, new signings that we've only seen. To me, they're television stars. You know, they might not exist. I've never seen them in the flesh. So that moment, like you said, like Traore obviously feeding off the crowd and that lifting his performance. Martinez giving the fans a little kind of nudge, a little fist bump after that crucial save from Chilwell. That's what it's about, isn't it? It's about kind of shared experiences and collective experiences. But in terms of Martinez as an individual and as a bloke, what a signing, what a bargain. I think he probably would go down as one of certainly Villa's best signing of last summer. Probably in the top 2 or 3 in the Premier League. I'd have thought he's been an absolute legend of a man. And I think we've got a good core now. We've said this all along that where Villa are on the journey, it's about evolution and gradually improving what we've got. But there's half a dozen players there now who I believe are already top 6 Premier League, top 8 Premier League potential. So it's over to the recruitment team over the summer. Let's get Jack Grealish signed on to stick him another bumper contract in front of his nose this summer. And let's get, I don't know, I still think we're probably looking at 4 or 5 additions, but I'm sure we'll talk about that at some length over the next couple of days.
Yeah. There's a couple of people asking me about, is there a prize for the Fantasy Premier League's league? I think the Fantasy Premier League that we set up at the start of the season, and I forgot that we'd set this up at the start of the season. I think James Rushton did it, so I think we said there would be a prize. What that prize is, I don't know, can we send them a couple of mugs, or did we say we were going to buy a shirt or something? Honestly, I can't remember what the rules were. I think we left it to James to sort. Like I said, I forgot we'd even done the league, so I think there's a prize. What it is, don't ask me, is my answer to that. Do you know?
I refuse to get involved in it because it seemed like another chore to me. We'll cough up for a prize.
Yeah, we will sort something. I think probably the person asking that probably thinks they've won. That's why. So that's why I'm so interested.
You know that money I was going to give you for a housewarming gift. Should we donate that instead, or what do you reckon?
No, I'd rather have a housewarming gift. That's all right. That's all right.
You got 2 mugs coming your way, all right?
I was going to ask something else football related, but it's just something minor. With the fans being back and the it's the little things I kind of liked as much as all the chants flaring up and the reception that the players got when they came out. It's the little things like Dino give us a wave stuff that isn't like the little bespoke things from actual fans that we haven't heard for so long, and the little cheer and the little iconic cheers when someone drags the shot wide and it whistles out for a throw in or something. It's the little things that I enjoyed today. And like I said, as much as I'm buzzing with the result and it's 11th place finish and 55 points, just seeing fans back and it felt like a proper football game rather than the kind of TV version that we've been used to for 12 months or so.
Yeah, I was having some nonsense with you and somebody else on Twitter before the game saying I've charged myself £5 to park on my own drive and I've peed all over my floor and stuffed the sink with with paper towels and stuff like that. It is not necessarily those two examples, but it is those silly little moments that you can't replicate from your armchair, can you? I mean, I would have loved to. I do love an away. I do love an opposition sending off as well. So I would have loved to waved Aston down the tunnel with a bit of cheerio when he slapped Jack Grealish in the face. I think this fixture's got a history, actually. There's always a sending off or two. When Villa play Chelsea at Villa Park. But yeah, it is those moments, and without labouring the point, fair play to the 10,000, the chosen 10,000. I'm so jealous of you. But made brilliant noise, created a fantastic atmosphere, and you've shown us what we're missing when we can all get back.
Yeah, I've got a little video from the fans. I think it's a LA chant that we'll end out with before we end. Just quickly though, like I said, there will be a kind of post-season roundup or whatever we're going to call it in the next few days. But are you happy? Are you happy with how the season's ended? Now it's all done and dusted. I feel like it's flown by, but also at the same time, like it's really dragged on in the last few weeks. But finally done, 38 games finished. Are you happy?
I'm happy, yeah. I'm happy compared to where we've come from. It's our highest finish since 2011. A whole 10 decades. Yeah, whole 10 decades, not quite that long. A whole decade for us to, we circled the plug hole, didn't we? So many times. Under Lambert, Sherwood, eventually under McLeish, eventually got relegated under a mixture of Remy Gard, Eric Black, so on and so forth. It was a slog. It's been an absolute slog. As much as there's been moments of gold and moments of excitement along the way, Villa have gone the scenic route. It's been, we've had to probably wait. This has probably been the first season in those 10 years where we've had nothing on it. Within the last 3 or 4 games. So as boring as that is, it's a nice kind of boring. And it's without this turning into a sentimental message. Sometimes you have to appreciate it. You have to go through the miserable times to appreciate the kind of better times. And I think that if we continue to build in the sensible way, we have done since the new owners have come in, since Dean Smith's been involved and Christian Purslow as CEO, then the platform's there. We'd have loved to have done a Wolves or whatever and got into Europe after the first season or whatever it was. But Villa are in a solid position, in a much safer, sounder position than we've been for a decade. So let's just enjoy it. We've got fans back in the ground. We've got, like I say, a strong core that can challenge in the Premier League. Let's add to that over the summer. Let's get us all back in there and bring it on. Like as Adam said, it's exciting times again.
There's almost 600 people watching this. I said there'd be less people watching this with fans being at the stadium, which is one of our most viewed podcasts live of the season so far. So I feel like we probably shouldn't wrap it up, but I've got nothing else to say.
Keep talking if you want. What do you want to talk about?
Well, I don't want to go too much because we're going to do all people are saying like who's the player of the season, the most improved and moment of the season and all that. That's going to be a separate podcast that we'll do later in the week. I suppose we could tease one of them now. Do you want to do player of the season? Because I feel like it probably can't be Jack Grealish, can it? Because he missed so much of it. It's usually him, isn't it? It's usually the answer that, just Jack Grealish player of the season. But we also have, if it wasn't for him, who would it be? But you wouldn't give it to Jack this season, would you? Because he missed so much of it.
I think it's a 3-way battle this season, and I won't say which one I'd put on the top of the podium, and who'd be in silver and who'd be in bronze. But for me, it's still between Jack, Emi Martinez, and Matt Targett for me. And I think that in itself shows that Villa are starting to have more of a team than a one-man team, because Jack probably would have run away. Well, Jack did run away with it last season.
Yeah.
So would you add anybody else to the mix with those three.
Conser.
Ollie.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That's 5, isn't it? You know.
I think that's the proof of a successful season, isn't it? That there's so many players that could be considered contributors towards being the best of the year, rather than just going, it's Grealish and El Ghazi chipped in here and there. There's a solid 3 or 4 options there that could genuinely contend for a player of the season accolade.
Yeah, I mean, I think Jack's still got a massive shout for it, you know. Some of the numbers that he's added in terms of goals and assists, probably broken his own record for being fouled as well, even though he's missed a third of the season. No, it's good. We're in a strong place that we've got so many options that can be considered for that accolade.
So what? Just to quickly round off as well, the FA Youth Cup's tomorrow. Could end the season on a high with the kids winning that. I'm surprised actually that Chukwuemeka got 20 odd minutes with him getting a final tomorrow. I thought he might have a couple of minutes off the bench, but he looked all right again, I thought.
Yeah, I think the lad's got enough energy to play 20 minutes today and then to play again. All my 5-side goals just blown down in the wind. Just to play again today. It's that. I mean, that's really exciting as well, isn't it? And we've got a manager who, you know, we've probably been nagging him a little bit more. We've probably been nagging him to say, why haven't we seen Louis Barry off the bench? And, you know, why haven't the kids been given a little bit more game time? But listen, look at how much Jacob Ramsey has played this season. Dean Smith trusts, you know, got to judge him, haven't we? He watches them train every day. But Dean Smith trusts some of these kids to be involved. And I think it's a massive opportunity. I think it's going to be a difficult match tomorrow night, but it's a massive opportunity to, you know, it's not quite, when I say win silverware, it's not the actual FA Cup that I'd love us to win. But I think it's been, was it 2002, was it, the last time we won the FA Youth Cup? So that's nearly 20 years. That's nearly 20 years as well. So now we will all be glued to that. Are we doing I don't want to create extra work for you, Dan, because I know you're off in a couple of weeks. Are we doing that?
I don't think so. I might do some social posts for it maybe. Because there's fans that get there again, isn't there? So there might be some video that comes through, but I wasn't planning on doing a podcast if that's what you're about to ask.
I've given you the next 2 weeks off.
Tell you what, this is owed holiday. What is this? You can do the podcast with somebody else by all means. You know how to run the software now. So
yeah, have this conversation with HR. I mean, I thought I was giving you that holiday out of the goodness of my heart rather than you thinking you've earned it. But
yeah, okay. Should we call it there? There's 600 people watching, which is excellent. Thanks everyone for that.
They're all waiting for the number 7. That's why they're all standing in the rain waiting for the bus to arrive.
There's other things to be doing. But stay
with us.
The
Villa Park, there's not, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, on your phone, you don't got to sit here and watch enough waffle.
Right, I'm done.
Do you want to say thanks to the live viewers watching along this season?
Not particularly, no.
Oh, that's weird, isn't it?
Of course I do. It's been brilliant.
Full season, as much as we're talking about a full season not being at the ground, it's a full season of working like this. We've covered every game live after the fact on Facebook, and interacting with fans has been good, hasn't it? And we've already been talking about that. If we are back at stadiums next season, what do we do about the work that we've done with the podcast? But it's been good, hasn't it?
No, it's been brilliant. It's been hopefully. We've said all along, Dan, haven't we, that we probably, if you want to get really incisive, accurate analysis, then other podcasts are available. If you want to chat nonsense with the bald man and the big slaphead fan in the pub, then
you just describe yourself twice there. So
yeah, I can just about see your hair. Yeah, that's what we're about, and it's been fun. It's been a good Aston Villa season. I'm glad that fans have witnessed a little bit of it. It's been the season that's put us back on track and back on the map, if you like. We just try and have a laugh along the way, don't we? Do you want to plug? Did you want to plug the? Is it actually edited before I say it out loud? The John Gregory one.
Oh, you've said it now, so. It's not edited as yet, but it will be edited the next day. Yeah.
Did you promote it as 2.5 hours long?
Well, I've not quite finished the edit yet, and it's 2 hours 40 at the minute. So I'm expecting to shave off another 5 or 10 minutes or so. Yeah. He's a good talker, though. He's a very good storyteller. The thing is with the podcast, and we're just chatting here, you don't have to listen to it all in one go, do you? You can, rather than doing it in 5 parts, and you've got to find out what part was on and what minute was on, you can just play the same episode and pause it and come back to it another time.
You can, Dan, but just because you've got 2 weeks off, it doesn't mean that everybody's got 2.5 hours to listen to John. It is great, though. There's some great stuff.
Yeah, but there's no football to watch now. So if you're going to sit down for 90 minutes and watch a game, and you can't do that now, sit down and watch 90 minutes of John Gregory and watch the other 90 minutes another time.
It's worth watching anyway.
It's
you
very
break
good,
it down into small bits.
There's a lot of very good stories in there. That'll be out soon. There's been a lot of people saying thanks for the podcast this year in the comments, which is really nice to see. And people also have been tweeting me saying, see you next season and keep up the podcast, like keep it up, keep up the good work. As much as it's the end of the season, we've still got content to make. There'll still be stuff coming out in the next few weeks, and then it'll be pre-season transfers, and then we'll be back into next season before we know it. So as far as I'm aware, you just mentioned me having a couple of weeks off there. There'll still be some podcasts coming out, I think at least once a week over the next couple of weeks, and then we'll be doing transfer stuff with Ash and Facebook Live still. So no games to talk about, but we'll still be here at least once a week, and we've got interviews as well. So we're not going away just yet.
Yeah, I want you to do. This should be a planning meeting for off air, but I want you to do, or us to do, another documentary one along the lines of the Grealish as well. Something. So we'll get our heads together and get properly stuck into a topic.
Yeah,
give you the chance to do all your Tarantino frills and bells and whistles and stuff like that. So
someone's asked if we're doing anything with the Euros. Do we know if we're doing anything about the Euros?
I don't know who's going to be there. It depends who's there, doesn't it? From a Villa point of view. Yeah, we could do. Obviously, if Jack and Ollie and Tyrone Mings are there, or one or two of them are there, then we can check in on their progress, perhaps have a little look at transfer targets that might be playing for other teams. I don't want to commit to that yet, Dan.
Yeah, fair enough. Also, all the stuff we did in the off-season last year, like the season preview and the 5 players Villa should sign and all that kind of stuff, we'll do all that again. So there'll be plenty of stuff coming. And like you said, the John Gregory podcast is enough podcasts to fill 2 or 3 episodes on its own. So that's a big one worth waiting for. I think that's coming out at the start of June. We'll do an end of season. We'll do a Q&A. We'll do a 5 transfer targets Villa should look at. All that stuff will be coming in the next few weeks. And we'll have Ash Priest doing his weekly Q&A live on Facebook as well. So still plenty to go at.
Yeah, and I've got the feelers out for another couple of 90s heroes as well. For some of the older listeners out there, so watch this space. I'll try and get those and get them chatting on a trip down memory lane.
Yeah, we'll call it a day there then. Thanks everyone for tuning in this season. It's been good fun. There's been some absolute nonsense waffled on these post-match lives, but we've also done some good stuff as well, not to blow our own trumpet. Stick with us over the summer. There's still plenty to come, as I've just mentioned. Loads of comments coming through now. Thank you very much. Matt, thanks for all your efforts on the podcast, all your waffle. Silly analogies and stupid stories. It wouldn't be the same podcast without them. I'm going to end with a clip from Villa Park this afternoon, because I just can't not sit back and watch it and feel a little bit, not emotional, but goosebumps, and I wish I was there. So we'll play that out. Thanks very much for watching or listening, and we'll see you again literally in a few days. But that's the season done for now. Thank you for listening to Claret and Blue, an Aston Villa podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, then please do let us know. We love hearing your feedback. We'll be back soon with another episode, but until then, up the Villa.